play me, just know that I'm not one of them. Feel like I don't know you, don't come around, no invaders them.
It's your boy Noto, coming to another video, coming to another podcast. In today's podcast, we're going to discuss 33-year-old woman with 7 kids ask if she can get a quality man. If you're new here or you've been here, go ahead and click that like button, go ahead and comment, go ahead and subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop a video. And without further ado, we're going to get into this topic. Okay, so I seen this video on IG, and I basically just want to delve into this, so I'm just going to go by it like point by point. She stood up and asked a question, okay, and you're going to see in this clip. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the clip, and I'm going to make some interjections and say what I feel on the matter. So I'm going to definitely be interrupting, so just go ahead and watch in right after this clip. Well, as this clip goes on.
I'm a mom of 7 and I'm 33.
Okay.
With being a mom of 7, do you think that a woman of multiple children is still capable of finding someone?
First, let me ask you before I make the statement. Do the kids have the same father?
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, so this is a little, hold on. We're talking about 7 children, okay? This is no offense to you, because it's absolutely possible for you to find a quality man.
When she says a quality man, she's not talking about these extra high expectations and delusional standards that most have when it comes to this category. Like I say, this is no attack on women. This is no attack. This whole thing is no attack. It's just bring you in a better psychological perspective when it comes to this, because in this space, this is how we see things, and the quality of a man should not be measured by just these superficial standards. The quality of a man should be measured by the character that he exhibits and how he treats that person, especially when it comes to a relationship. So the quality of a man should not be dwell upon a man's financial standing.
What makes it a tad bit difficult is that you have to find a man who has the financial footing to take care of you and 7 children.
I understand the whole thing about it takes money to raise kids and it takes all this to go on, but the thing is, only thing I don't like about this, only thing I don't say like about it, only thing I disagree with is it isn't the man's job to come in and take care of her and the kids. And let me tell you why I say that, and I don't want you to get triggered by this. It's not an attack, like I always say, because I have a logical reason for this. It's because, and to be honest, it's actually more for the benefit of the woman, because if the woman goes into a situation in a vulnerable standing, then she will most likely yield results that are bad. Simply, like, take it for example, like she's a woman saying, oh, I'm struggling. Say for instance, she's struggling. I'm not saying she's struggling, but say for instance, she's struggling with the 7 kids. Like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't live. I can't pay my bills. We're struggling. We're going from meal to meal. I don't know what it is. Your emotional, your psychological state of mind is not intact. Your emotional state of mind is not intact. You're mentally not in the right spot. I mean, you're in survival mode. And like I made a video about survival mode before, a person in survival mode isn't themselves. A person in survival mode can't care about someone properly. A person in survival mode only looks out for what is best for them and be damned for whoever else is involved. I will trample over whoever it is to be able to get what I am trying to get, the resources I can get so I can survive. A person in survival mode is not mentally stable enough, emotionally stable enough, or psychologically stable enough to even be in a relationship in the first place. So if a woman is coming into it, especially with this type of what they would say baggage, I don't really like using that word because it comes off as offensive, but technically it is, but I don't want to make it seem like, attack. Because I'm not really trying to attack, I'm trying to just provide some type of logical perspective here. So when a woman goes into this situation with no leverage, and now a man comes and takes care of her, say for instance, he comes to take care of her and the kids, it's almost like the borrower being slave to the lender. This is how you get a lot of these controlled relationships. See, the thing is, when a man comes and takes over, it seems like, okay, I'm doing this, so you need to do what I say, because you have no stake. You have nothing to offer at this point. Like, okay, I'm doing the most. I'm doing all this. So I feel like I can control everything because I can do all this. You see what I mean? You don't want to go into a situation like that as a woman. The thing, you need to have everything together. Like, how's the lifestyle being sustained currently? Like with the 7 kids right now, how is it? And another thing that's very important too, what is the relationship with the father and these kids? Is he a good baby daddy? Or is he a good man? And is he in his life and they're in their lives? Is he providing any type of financial standing? Is he providing any financial support? what I meant to say. That too, that plays a big part into it as well. Because is he still stuck on you? Or, you know what I'm saying? That plays a huge part in this. But the sole reason I say the woman should have everything together, like stability wise, when it comes to her and the kids before a man even comes into the situation, is simply because of the leverage. You want to have good leverage when you're dealing with someone else. You want to be, and that leverage will provide you with the right psychological state of mind, and you will become psychologically stable. You'll become mentally stable. By the time you become emotionally stable, that will in turn take you out of survival mode. When you're out of survival mode, now you can date, and you don't need someone to come in and save you, so you don't need to deal with any unnecessary stuff. You don't have to put yourself in a vulnerable position and put everything in somebody else's hand to control when you go into a situation. You don't go into a situation of weakness. There's a difference between letting a man lead and letting a man control.
And then you also have to be able to find a man who is going to be willing to come in and create structure in that household. 7 children on one person is a lot to create structure in.
And that is most definitely true. That is a lot for a man to create structure in. But a man does need to come in and create structure. But the problem with that is, like I said before, it'll be different when a man doesn't want to come in and create structure. He wants to come in and control the environment when he feels like he's made an investment and he's actually taken over the situation. This is why I don't want the savior complex to be like a woman waving a Batman symbol, saying, "Oh, I have 7 kids. I need you to come take care of me and these kids," because this is what you get. You'll get a control freak that's saying, "Oh, since I'm paying for all this, I'm doing for all these kids that aren't mine, that you get to do whatever I say, and they got to do whatever I say, because now this is my household, this is my roof." I'm not saying every man is this controlling psychopath or something like that, but all I'm saying is this is the type of mind frame you'll put a man in. Once you put him in his position, he doesn't come in trying to get structure. He comes in for control, because this is the position you put him in. And secondly, coming on with that, then, when it comes to the children, actually, right? In order for a man that's not biologically their father to create some type of structure in that environment, he has to understand that those children will never truly respect him the way that they would respect the biological father. And it just is what it is. That's not a big attack. That's just honest. Because when I looked at my stepfather, I was like, I didn't really respect him like that, because like, okay, he's not my dad. He's not this. He's not, you know what I'm saying? So they have to deal with that underlying disrespect. It's just even if they come to love him, even if they come to like him and whatever not, it's always going to be that looming "you're not my father" type deal. And there's always going to be that he's going to constantly have to deal with. So of course, that's going to be a whole lot of things, especially dealing with 7 individual different personalities. Not to say that who's going to like him, who's going to how's the relationship going to go between this man and 7 different personalities in this type of situation.
So there's a lot that this man is going to have to come in and do. On top of that, creating a secure space for you when you have to be a mother and you have to take care of the majority of the things that happen in a house. Are you going to have the ability to be able to love this man in a way that he needs to be loved, in a way that registers as love to him when you have to love 7 other individuals?
I must say, she made a fantastic point right there. And the thing is, are you willing to love that man in the way that registers as love to that man? See what I'm saying? And then that comes under the guise of appreciating and actually having respect for that man. So you can't just simply truly just love somebody that you don't respect or appreciate. See, and another thing is, like, going into this situation, and like I was saying, what they were saying about the financial standing, a man maybe making $40,000 an hour wouldn't too much be far-fetched in this type of situation. And before anybody says anything, "Oh, that's not enough money," or "you trying to lowball it," but just keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. When you look at a typical situation and you see these high value men things and the $100,000 men and stuff like that, I'm just going to keep it a buck. Most of those types of men are not vying for women that have a whole bunch of kids, and not even a couple kids. Probably one kid probably be like a deal breaker for a lot of those guys, because they have so many options, so many women, childless options with women, plethora of options. So I would say something more suited to a man that's probably blue collar or something like that shouldn't be like looked down upon. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, okay, yeah, you just go for that and only that. I'm just saying it's nothing wrong with wanting what you want. But what I am going to say is not to belittle the man that will actually vie for that position in your life, that actually want to be in that position in your life. If he wants to come in and, okay, I want to look at your children as my own, and take care of, whatever. If he was that type of guy and he wants to do that, you needs to be appreciated, regardless if he makes 40,000 a year or if he makes 60K a year or whatever. So, because it doesn't matter about that, like I said, a person's character and what they will do for you. That man that makes 45 might actually put you and the kids way before himself. He might not be able to do everything like that. At the same time, when it comes to this, it's going to have to, and that's another thing, it needs to be a partnership. This doesn't need to be a man coming in being the savior, because when it's like that, it's too much control over the man, especially. And we haven't even gotten past the probational period yet of, okay, is this man even going to, y'all even going to get along within yourself before the kids even come into this? It's okay. So y'all got past that. Y'all physically, emotionally, psychologically compatible, all that stuff like that. Okay, now you integrate the kids. Okay, you get this situation. All right, yeah, the work situation. All right, this needs to be a team effort. This doesn't need to be the man swooping in and saving the day. The woman needs to bring something to the table as well, with the finances as well. And the only reason I say that is because I'm not just trying to be like hard and far-fetched, he's big, he's being illogical, but she got all these kids and stuff like that. But like I said, this is why I stress that the stability of the life of her before the man even comes into the picture needs to be stable. Because if it's unstable and she's looking for a savior, that will come off as a huge problem. She shouldn't be looking for a man to swoop in. She should just looking for a man to just come and add on. So it should be better off like, okay, I'm good with or without, but I want the companionship. I want somebody that'll love me and my kids, but I don't need them to come and take care of them. I don't need them to depend on them. Because think about it, if this man leaves and the kids be like, oh man, we got to go back to our lives and we're doomed and all this, because she put all her faith into a man because of his financial standing, and he came in and saved the day, and now he took all his resources away, and now you back at ground zero. You don't want to be like that. That's all I'm saying. It's not a good position to be in. It's thinking from a logical perspective. No attacks involved. Because this whole woman versus man thing, I'm not against that. I really want to debt that. This is looking at things from a logical perspective. You don't want to put your hands, your life, and your life, and most importantly, your kids' lives into a man's hands, a stranger's hands. You don't want to do that. That's why I stress the stability of having, I'm not saying that she's struggling. So now let's just say, okay, she's not struggling and she just wants a partner. Then that's good. But she still needs to be willing to, okay, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and just let him add on to it. It should be more like that. So you'd be like, okay, if you want to call it 50-50, you want to call it like that, I just call it a partnership. If y'all just agree upon what y'all want to do in the household, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not saying, a man should and a woman should do this, a woman should. We need to take the should out of this. And let's just say, how can we work together? Because the should comes off as an attack. If somebody says you should do this, no, I'd be like, I prefer a person to do this. You see the difference between that? Maybe I prefer to deal with somebody that does that. If not, I'm just not going to deal with them. That's fine. But not saying that you should do this and you should do that, that comes off as an attack. This is why a lot of these podcasts, and they talk about, it's always going neck and neck, going at each other's necks about, man, well, you should do this, they should do that. It never creates any type of solution. You notice that every time it's always an argument. You can dig to the depths of hell, depths of earth, the depths of every type of place, and never find any type of solution for all these arguments that are there digging up. All these scenarios, all these situations. What if he got this? What if he got this? What if he don't have this? What if he don't this? What if she don't do this? What if she don't do that? You're going forever, continuously. This is why these discussions last all the time. Instead of just coming together and actually working on the solutions. This is a viable solution. This is a viable solution. And if you're in this type of situation and you have the 7 kids, you need to show that man the utmost respect, regardless if he makes $45,000 a year, which is average for American earning, income. People look at statistics and all this other stuff, whatever. You can go and delve into that and do that with your own leisure. But all I'm saying is show the man respect. And don't be going into the dating market like you're a single woman in your 20s or something like that. I'm saying, I only want this man going for the looks. No, you're past that. You're past that. It's time to look for something that, okay, add to your life. Okay, I understand. You had your fun. All right. But I'm not saying what you should do. Like I said, I don't like saying we should. Like I said, I probably said it myself. I got to catch myself too, because I get myself caught up in that. But what I want to say is basically Just show the man respect. Look for a person that actually have real quality in them, like quality actually as in someone actually cares about you, cares about your well-being, cares about what's best for you and what's best for all of y'all as a collective. Because when you look at it from that standpoint, and they have your best interest in heart and their own best interest in heart, and cohesively you guys can both advance, that is the best way to be. That's all I'm looking at it from that point, that standpoint right there. That's the best way to go about the whole situation. Now, I like to say, bad, I'm not going with no woman with 7 kids. I don't give a dang. Okay, if that's not your cup of tea, that's not your cup of tea. But it's not your place as a man to bash her either. It is what it is. It's all said and done. She had 7 kids. She had about 1 man. Even if she had about several different men, it's still her business. And regardless, there's always somebody that's willing to come and be with her. But at the same time, she has to be susceptible to the people that apply this. She has to broaden her range out, because most likely the type of men that are going to want to come into that situation might not be what she typically goes for. So in that situation, don't miss out on your blessing trying to chase the stars when you really have something that's good over here. It might not be what you would typically go for, but it's something that's good for you. You see what I'm saying? So like, don't worry about what society standards think about. If it's somebody that's good for you and they're good for you and you're good for your situation, good to have around your kids, that's worth way more than just sitting there looking, a couple of years and career goals and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Going by the looks and superficial stuff, calling that quality, other than somebody that actually has substance that care about you. That's worth way more than all this other superficial stuff that's going on in this space. But that's all I had to say, though. It's your boy Noto, coming to you another video, coming to you another podcast. If you're enjoying the content, go to click that like button, go to comment, go to subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop a video. And remember, guys, anybody can improve themselves, they're willing to work at it. I'm out.
You're going to need a man who can love those children as his own.
Yep.
That is a huge responsibility to put on a person who does not have those children. Those are not his kids.
I'm all out of favors. Don't ask for nothing, had enough. They driving me crazy. And all I did was show them love. They turning to haters. As soon as I would tell them no, don't ask for nothing, had enough. And all I did was show them love. I did so much stuff for some people they came up with, now they never will admit it. They took all advantage of me.